I had one of my friends make fun of me for my room the other day because they're like, I know what your bed looks like. I'm like, how the fuck do you know what my bed looks like?
And then you remember that you do something that you willingly broadcast to people once a week.
I willingly forget about it as well too. So there's that. That cover starting with some complete silence.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Plus the silence helps me find it when I actually have to edit this thing.
I don't like making your life easy.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 274 of the Camcast. The podcast that is just so tired.
Hey.
Exactly.
Yeah, just loving this. Let's put this closer to me.
Yeah, do that.
There's
Do
a Trent.
that. Yes, he's connecting to audio.
Dude, I kept clicking the links that were in that thing, and apparently none of the links work. You have to actually type it in.
What?
Yeah, I kept clicking the links that you had in that chat. And
Well,
it let me go to my calendar. It let me try to find my local number to dial into this meeting.
It sounds like a user error.
It probably is, but
probably, but you know what? Here we are.
Like I say, most of the error is between the chair and the keyboard.
Attaboy. Look at him go.
the I hate you is directed towards you.
Eh.
That wasn't very good. I'm sorry.
That was so bad. Like, I thought you were pulling like an ID10 error.
No.
That would have been funnier than what you said.
Straight up, I'm distracted.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, all right, let me just kind of continue the intro here.
Then do it.
I am Mike, dear leader, doc taste, leader of men, herder of cats. Guy who had a weekend that felt like it was 2 decades long. I am joined, as always, by the one, the only, the good Colonel Eddie Dean himself. The guy who thought he lost his hat and then said he didn't and then told me that he indeed lost it. Somehow within the same 10-minute span.
It was such a bad story.
The chairman of the board, Zack Lords.
Hi. It was great in my head. And as I just kept telling it, like, I'm too far this, I can't go back.
I mean, it had potential. It really did. But, you know.
I was telling it, so it didn't go anywhere.
And he's distracted, but he's here. Air may be on him or on me. Who knows? It is the shadowy billionaire himself, Trent from Sandy. Trent Bray.
Trent from Sandy.
Ahoy, hoy.
There we are.
Remember Alexander Graham Bell, Zach? You know where it comes from now?
Yes.
Attaboy.
I thought it was Mr. Burns, but you know.
Well, Mr. Burns, yes, imitating Alexander Graham Bell, or doing the proper introduction to a phone call.
I'm only here to just know the pop culture that I've seen in front of my face.
Here it is.
Well, I'm so sorry. You've got a skewed view of the world.
I'm also only one episode away from Who Shot Mr. Burns.
Oh.
Yeah.
There we go. It's a solid episode that apparently people did not like, according to people on YouTube.
What?
Yeah, I don't
agree with that.
So yeah, like what culture on YouTube did this this video like X amount of times the Simpsons like were desperate for ratings and Who Shot Mr. Burns part 1 and 2 was in there. And it's like, okay. Yeah, like every time they said something that the Simpsons did, they were just like, oh yes, it was just a transparent ratings grab. But it wasn't that bad.
Insert
like
every Treehouse Horror?
Have they seen like any of season 30?
Right? It's just like every time they would say something, then they would have to like stop and they'd be like, but it was a really great episode. So it's just like, okay, maybe rewrite this script.
So maybe you're grabbing for content.
Exactly. And then I tried to watch this Wired video where this guy who hosts another Simpsons podcast tried to tell every job that Homer has had.
That one wasn't a bad episode. I remember that one. A bad video.
Yeah, it was just so long, and he was just so dry.
Oh, yeah.
I had a hard time getting through it as I was trying to clean up the laptop. But anyway, if you like our Simpsons-based banter and maybe even car stuff, you should follow us on all the social medias. We're at CamAutomag on a lot of them. And hey, if you're into Supermarket Sweep, follow us on Twitter. Since that's now on Netflix and I don't have to watch weird bootlegs on YouTube.
Hey.
You were watching weird bootlegs of Supermarket Sweep before this?
Yes. Oh my God, yes. So the
How?
weird like YouTube bootlegs, because it
Uh-huh.
was in syndication on Lifetime, or it was just airing on Lifetime back in the 90s in the early Clinton administration. So like the bootlegs, they would like try to cut it where the commercial breaks were, but they would occasionally miss something. So you would get like 40 seconds of a promo for Lifetime, or like a commercial for a product that they haven't made in almost 30 years.
I love it.
It was the best part of my day sometimes. But yep, now it's on Netflix, and now I'm getting spicy on there, and maybe Chirp will join me. And there may be a weird watch log next weekend with my brother when he's in town, because we have thoughts. Yep. Anyway, I will get to why he will be in town a little later in this intro thing. Podcast is available wherever you get your podcasts: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts now.
Ooh.
Yeah, they sent me an email some months ago saying that they're changing things. So whatever. And being the good content creator that I am, I just flagged the email and really didn't do much about it. But whatever. Like, rate, review, subscribe. The more people who listen, the more stuff we get to do. You want us to do more stuff, because just listen to this content that you're getting.
It's
It
great.
is fire. Straight
It is
fire.
fire.
It's so energetic, high energy level the entire time.
Oh, yes. There it is.
I can open the Diet Mountain Dew / turpentine, according to Mike.
I feel like I need a drink. Where the fuck is my Malibu?
Zach, you go get a drink. I'm going to keep doing this. Support us on Patreon, patreon.com/CamAutomag. That's where you
On the
go.
floor. I don't know why.
It's Malibu. That's where it belongs. Support us for any dollar amount per month that you like, anywhere from $1 up to 180 grand, as we so tragically found out. But hey, man, if you're willing to give us like 310 grand a month for like 6 months, we'll let you just drive. After that 6 months, we'll just go ahead and just let you take care of things for a while.
Malibu.
But any dollar amount is greatly appreciated. But the $5 shenanigans level is the best bang for your buck. It gets you access to this podcast live stream that some people are seeing every Monday when we do them. Get you into the shenanigans super secret shitposting Facebook group where we coordinate stuff like Twitch Tuesday and other fun things like Wing Wednesday when AJ was in town.
That was fun.
That was fun. And
I'm still mad I missed that, by the way, AJ. But my wife had a previous engagement that she had planned much longer ahead, or much further ahead of time.
Well, don't worry. I'm sure we'll get AJ back out and we'll do more wings. Or we'll go visit AJ and get wings. Whatever. We'll figure something out.
Malibu's awful.
Yes, it is. Also, bonus content, random stuff comes to you in the mail sometimes. You know, it's a good time. Patreon.com/CamAutomag. If you are enjoying the shirt that I am wearing,
Fancy.
exactly. Head over to CamAutoswag.com, the home for all your official Cam Automag merch. Hats, t-shirts, hoodies, tote bags, backpacks, flip-flops, shorts, phone cases, all of that, and a couple of other things I neglected to mention. All of it with our logo and or faces on it. CamAutoswag.com. We're in the midst of summer. Get that hot person summer going for you. Yep. And while you're out there throwing your money to some deserving people, picking up some sweet, sweet threads, head over to SteadyBroke.com. Support Tommy, our longtime sponsor. Steady Broke Clothing has a bunch of high-quality, affordable merchandise. And if you put all of that in your cart and use coupon code CAMAUTO15 at checkout, you'll save 15% on your entire order. Just because you're broke doesn't mean you can't live your dreams. All right. Tomorrow, as we record this, or yesterday if you're listening on the day this releases, we did Twitch Tuesday, or we are doing Twitch Tuesday. And the plan is GT Sport. However, last time we tried to do GT Sport, nobody joined me, and I rage quit, and I got stuff done. So, here's the plan. If we cannot do that, and nobody wants to hop on doing something like, I don't know, Rocket League or whatever, I'll just fire up the Xbox and we'll do Horizon 4. So we've got plans. We have a multitude of plans. And also, I am making some executive decisions regarding Twitch Tuesday. So starting in the month of August, we are going to move it to Thursday because apparently Tuesday conflicts with everybody. So seriously,
I did notice that thread going on.
Yep. So Twitch Tuesday is going to become Twitch Thursday. And instead of me just randomly deciding which games we're going to be playing at the beginning of the month and then just telling you before it happens, patrons and Shenanigans members will have some input on what we will be playing from week to week.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that way, hopefully it gets a little bit better. Just a heads up, shenaniganeers, if you want to do like Assetto or something, or iRacing or whatever, I'm sitting it out because the old Tower of Power here it ain't happening. It's just not happening. So, but yeah, pretty much anything else I am up for. So there we go. Starting in August, Twitch Thursday. Prepare yourselves.
I can't say that properly.
It's tricky. It took me a minute.
Twitch.
Which. There you go. He's
AJ's
learning.
got the right idea. Twitch
It's-
Thursday, sponsored by Mike Tyson.
Nailed it.
I feel like I'm back in speech
That was an
therapy all over again.
awful impression, but whatever.
Hey, man.
You're like doing like a tonight on TV impression.
Tonight.
Twitch Thursday, sponsored by Mike Tyson.
There it is. All right. Well, we're at the part where we catch up with everybody. How was everybody's weekend?
It was delightful.
Well, I'm jealous now.
Yeah. Yesterday we went up Mill Creek Canyon and
Ooh.
hung out and played. I brought out my kids' RC truck and played around while they played in the water. I was climbing rocks and stuff.
There you go.
Yeah, it was delightful. We'll go with that. It was my
Nice.
wife's birthday, so we did Top Golf and saw a movie.
Ooh.
Yeah,
In a theater?
in a theater.
Wow.
It was Beauty and the Beast from however many years ago because they don't have any new movies out. And she likes that, so.
So I will say this. I think the thing that took the box office last weekend, Empire Strikes Back.
Really?
Yes.
For a while, wasn't it Jurassic Park?
It was, and then they re-released Empire because no movies are coming out. So
Right.
yeah, Empire Strikes Back 30 years after it was, or 40 years after it was released, or something like that. Took the top spot at the box office again.
Nice.
I'm part of a handful of like pages for like movie sets and stuff. So like people who work on movie sets and stuff, and there's so many memes about like, oh, I don't want to go back to work and wear like it's just that kind of stuff on the movie set level, which is super funny to watch. Like people who are living quote unquote a dream job per se, bitching about like the same shit we bitch about.
Oh yeah, no, it's a dream job is still a job. Everybody focuses on that first part. It's like a rubber bullet. Everybody focuses on the rubber, not so much the bullet part.
I like that analogy. No, I did some actual rock crawling this weekend.
Nice.
Sunday, I went out with 3 of my friends, 4 of my friends, 5. Oh, I can't count. And we drove from here to Mirror Lake. We saw some supercars because there was that Cars and Coffee up in Park City. So we saw a handful of Aventadors and a couple Huracans and a blue NSX. Cool stuff. And we did maybe the most redneck thing I've ever done, which was made a raft out of an air mattress.
Wow.
And used a shovel as the paddle.
That's perfect, Zach. You're finally doing it, bud.
If you want to go check out my YouTube channel, Utah Drives, I've made a video of the adventure, and it's there.
Nice.
I'll send you the invoice for pitching your own thing on here.
There it is.
Why aren't we charging you for hustle then?
Because I am a co-owner in this.
So what am I?
I do what I want.
Nothing? Am I just nothing here? Mike,
No, you're
I
paying
wouldn't say
customer.
nothing.
Mike, stand up for me, please.
I'll do what I can, but I mean, he's got equal weight as me, so it's really just the unstoppable force versus the immovable object here.
Dads, come on, dads.
No. I punted my paternal duties. In 26 weeks, we're going to determine who is actually your real dad.
It's only worse the the closer we get.
Oh yeah.
We should start a poll of like who wants to come and fight for Zach's fathership.
Who wants to be Zach's dad?
Make a poll on Facebook, please.
Jesus.
I don't think you want the answer to that, Zach.
Ooh.
I really don't think
It might
you
be
do.
really funny. It has 3 votes. Zach Turnage, Brandon McConkey, and Dave Raleigh. And 2 of them said no.
I'll just do it and just let whoever they want add themselves. So.
I love it.
Yeah.
Do we know when 26 weeks falls? Have we
No,
planned out what
I
weekend?
have not bothered to
not
look at
done
the
the math.
calendar.
I will do that right now. So you guys do that, and I'll interrupt you guys in like 5 minutes.
Okay, you do that as a my
He
weekend.
at least knows his place on this podcast.
Hold on.
Yep. He's got it down.
What is the date 26 weeks from now?
According to online calculator, what is 26 weeks?
January
from today?
17th.
The date will be Sunday, January 17th.
Okay, so it'll be
26
January
weeks today.
18th.
Yeah?
January 18th. We determine who Zach's dad is.
Hold on. No. You said we're 27 or 26 episodes away? 26.
26.
Okay.
Chris Miller. Shout out to Chris Miller. He did the work for me.
Thank you, Chris.
He did the very basic math of 274 from 300.
That's a lot of work. I can't do that.
God.
And then on January 17th or 18th, somebody will remind us, not us.
No,
Yeah.
Somebody
Lord,
else
no.
will remind us, hey, we didn't find out who Zach's dad is.
Somebody's going to hop in the chat because we're going to forget about this.
Hey,
Because that is
will
what
you
we
set a
do.
reminder? I'll put it in my phone.
Yeah, you do that.
You should.
Find
You
out
should.
who dad
Do
is.
it like January 12th. We'll do a poll and all that. So
Yeah, there it is. Really step into that producer role, Zach.
there you go. Earn your keep.
Yep. Do the legwork that we can't be bothered to do.
January 18th is Martin Luther King Day.
Day we celebrate a great American and also figure out who wants to claim ownership of another great American.
I'm going to forget about this. January 11th. Who is my dad?
No notes, no context. That's the only thing you have for the reminder. Oh my God.
I'm going to be like, who is my dad?
Chris Miller says, Siri, set reminder for Zach's dad.
I love this.
It's going to be great. Yeah, my weekend was not that great at all. Yeah, so
You cleaned the garage, though.
yeah, I did. Yeah, so some of you may know that my mom has been in the hospital for a little while, a little over a month, actually, as it turns out, because she had a tennis ball-sized tumor pressing up against her brain, so they had to take care of that. And last few weeks, she has been in the rehab hospital up at the U, relearning how to walk and talk and speak and swallow and all of that stuff. And she's getting better. You know, she's talking a lot better. She's eating just solid regular food now, so don't have to throw a bunch of shit in a Vitamix. So, really,
That's positive, right, for sure.
yes, it is, because I don't have to steal a Vitamix. I'm not made of money. I don't think the Ninja Blender is going to do it.
You're not putting full hamburgers in there, bud.
Or no. Anyway, my brother lives in Colorado, so he's been just chiming in when he can. I've been trying to do all that I can, but my dad he's not necessarily handling the stress well, and when he does, he tends to go off on a bender. And yeah, so he's been doing that. I've been trying to piece together the tatters of my life. And, Saturday we had a little bit of a disagreement. He ran off like a pouty child, and I punched a hole in the drywall because, I can't hit him. I can't talk to him because that's not working. So fist through the drywall.
Mike's angsty teenager years came back.
Fuck.
The good news is I had a related story to fathers and punching holes in drywalls, so I could relate to Mike.
Yep. So we've me and Trent are reconnecting on levels we didn't know we could connect on.
Well, I'm happy it was drywall.
Oh, yeah.
I punched things that were not giving.
Oh yeah, no, like I punched the drywall, did not find a stud, and then just had to get the hell out of there. So if you've been following me on my personal Instagram, last few good night posts have been vaguely motivational things, really talking about self-care and self-help. If you're going through something and somebody offers you help, don't be defensive about it. And if you and somebody else are suffering through the same sort of thing, like me and my dad, not being able to see like the one really constant positive force in my life for the last 3.5 decades, it's really taken a toll on me, despite what it may look like. I'm holding it together, but just barely. Don't try to make your suffering more than somebody else's. Don't try to one up somebody else's bummer. It's not great. It's not a good look. And if you need help, reach out and ask for it. I appreciate everybody who has said, hey man, if you need somebody to talk to, you want to come hang out, shout out to Brendan Stewart. He said, come on up, we'll hang out in my hot tub. So
does that offer extend to me as well?
I can always ask. If you want.
Mike and Trent bonding time in a hot tub.
Yeah.
Yes.
There has to be a podcast made about that. Mike and Trent's hot tub time.
Mike and Trent hot tub with Brendan and Jess.
Oh, please.
And their dogs.
Please,
yes.
I will produce that.
This is the thing that will propel Cam to stardom levels we've never seen before. It won't be good press, but it'll be press.
Hey man. There's no such thing as bad press.
There you go.
Yep. Just look at the big wet president. He's fucking loving anytime anybody says his name. All righty. Let's wish some people happy birthday real quick. Happy birthday to John Butcher, Eric Yasha Bond, Chris Wald, our sweet huggable boy Bobby Fritz, Randy Thrain, Big Bob Meyer, and Jordan Priestley of JDP Motorsports. All right, here we go. Now, we have some news to get to. I didn't even start the timer. Damn it. Come on,
We're
phone.
24 minutes in.
Good. I will adjust my thing accordingly. And close enough. All right. Well, gentlemen, let's take a journey to Stellantis.
In a FCA?
Yep. Fiat Chrysler and Peugeot are merging, and instead of just calling themselves like Fiat Chrysler Peugeot or something, they've decided to call themselves Stellantis.
Why?
Because it derives from the Latin word stello,
Which
means what?
Means to brighten the stars.
Yeah, I mean that sure is. Don't know why they went with.
All you have to know is Peugeot.
Yeah, there it is.
Leave it at that.
The joke I was trying to make was, are we going to journey to this new partnership and the only non-Hellcat version vehicle that Chrysler makes, which is the Journey?
Yes.
Well, you do know the Journey's dead, right?
No, which car still is alive?
On the showroom floors, but not in our hearts. Anyway, it's a 50-50 merger, so they are equal partners in Stellantis. But unfortunately, you will not be able to go buy yourself a 2022 Stellantis.
I want to
whatever.
so badly.
Yet.
They're saying brand names won't change. It is a group name, so.
But the interesting thing, this is the first time since 1925 that Chrysler is not in the corporate name. Like through all their mergers, they've always had Chrysler in the name, and now it's.
I mean, listen.
Are they going to rename the Chrysler building the Stellantis building?
Oh, please.
One can only hope. Oh my God. Oh, it'd be amazing. Anyway, in other painful, terrible news about our future, hey guys, do you like EVs from GM and hybrids?
Nope.
Cool. Well, the future's going to suck then. GM is going to be introducing a bunch of stuff. 5 new EVs and hybrids for Cadillac, the 2 Hummers, 3 for Chevy, and 2 for Buick. What is it, Zach?
Are they bringing back the EV1?
No.
I don't care. I don't care anymore.
And somebody from Detroit is on their way to break your thumbs for even mentioning it. Yeah, like that's really their big thing. And what this Detroit Free Press story points out is there's going to be a lot of, you can get the gas version or you can get the EV version. There's going to be a lot of like parallels.
That has not worked well for GM in the past.
No, it hasn't. But God damn it, they're going to try. So, and if anybody was, so let's see, you're going to have the Lyric SUV starting in 2022, an SUV EV with attainable luxury similar to the XT4, full-size 3-row luxury SUV that reflects the elements of the Escalade, and the ultra-luxury EV Celestiq is going to still be produced. I had to Google that.
What the hell does Celestiq sound like some sort of like ED pill to anyone else?
Oh yeah, no, it's like, yeah. When I saw that, I'm like, oh no, that's terrible. But
or is it supposed to be like Celestiq or something? Or Celestiq?
I mean,
either way, no matter how you say it, it sounds like a pill.
Yeah, it sounds terrible, but don't worry, it's going to be this entirely handmade, super high quality Halo car that they're going to crank out at the alarming rate of, Trent, do you have a guess? How many they're going to make?
1,000.
Can I make a guess?
I want you to make a guess that's not on the agenda.
That was the plan. Okay. So Mike or
Trent said 1,000.
$1 Bob. $1 Bob.
Well, for being under the price, Zack wins. They're going to be making them at the rate of 1.2 per year.
I actually didn't read the
notes, where did they come up with that? First of all, we know you didn't read it, Zach. But anyway, second of all,
we know you don't read.
You don't look. No. It's not about his literacy.
Wow.
I know you're literate. I'm not going for that. I'm going for the fact that you never read what's in the agenda.
Oh, you just prior to spew shit out of my mouth, and it's sometimes right.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm attacking, not your literacy.
Yeah, I think.
Thank you. Fuck you, Mike.
Anyway, why did they?
You're welcome.
Why did they settle on 1.2 per year?
I think, or no, 1.2 per day. I'm sorry, that was a typo. So they're going to make 365 in a year, and they're going to charge. Oh wait, this gets even better.
Okay, this makes a whole lot more sense. So
I could also see them.
We're gonna make the trunk this year, and then next year we'll get around to the rest of the car.
It's gonna take us about 6-7 months to just get the carpet right.
Okay, so can I guess the price? Can we do pricing again?
Okay, let's start. Zach, you won the last round. How much is this thing gonna cost?
$93.
Okay. Trent, how much?
$93,001, Bob.
Okay.
Well, Trent wins because he's that much closer. Motor Trend is expecting it to start at $200,000.
Yeah,
and ratchet up quickly.
Happen. They could sell an Escalade for $200,000. Any other product out of Cadillac, they could.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be real hard to make that happen.
Like if they made a Cadillac Escalade V that was like legitimately had 700 horsepower or something, they could get away with almost $200,000 for that.
AJ wants them to call the EV, the special EV, the Snooty Special.
The Snooty Special. I wanted them to make the Cadillac 16.
I mean, that would have been cool and made a whole.
You and everyone else for the last 10 years.
I mean, that would have made a lot of sense for them trying to like rebrand as the pinnacle of American luxury. But I mean, I guess here we are with dumbass naming conventions and very forgettable vehicles.
Here's the SC3. It's a hatchback.
I mean,
Cool.
like, you develop this really kick-ass motor, and it's going to be awesome, and then you cancel the vehicle that it's going to be in.
Yeah.
And like, I don't understand how GM works.
Well, like I know they use that as a test bed for cylinder deactivation.
Like,
but still.
Yeah, it's just frustrating. Just frustrating.
Yep.
Anyway, good news. Mercedes AMG GT Black Series has been revealed.
They're going back to Black naming series?
Yes, they're giving us another Black Series, and the world is a better place for it.
The words I
That
used
sounded
were bad.
racist the way you said it. A Black naming series.
Wow. Zack,
I'm not even going to touch that right now.
I can't say anymore.
Moving on. Quickly now.
Very quickly.
Quickly.
So this is really interesting to me because AMG GT just kind of pisses me off in the fact that they're deploying a Challenger. Like, Dodge will not update the Challenger. They just keep doing limited edition models that are incrementally more aggressive. Well, so you've got the AMG GT, the GTS, the GTC, the GTR, the GTR Pro, and each one keeps getting more and more aggressive. And then they also have the GT63 sedan version, this GT63S, the GT53, which it's the exact same thing, but little differences. And then they totally redeemed themselves by sticking the exact same motor in with a flat plane crank.
There it is.
Which is pretty cool. Like,
yeah, that's really awesome. And it's like, it's super aggressive looking.
It is.
Takes a lot of, it looks like they tried to throw a lot of GT3 because you can actually get the AMG GT in either GT3 or GT4 flavors.
Yeah.
Depending on your budget for privateer sports car racing. But yeah, they took a lot of stuff from the GT3 variant and threw it on there, or as much as you can put race car parts on a street car and legally sell it. But yeah, no, it's a glorious looking thing.
Lots of carbon fiber, lots of downforce. I would like to see some track information about it though, because I mean the specs they give you are, okay.
Yeah.
But, 0 to 60 in 3.1, which it's fast, but you can get a 911 turbo that we'll talk about later that does 0 to 60 in 2.7 seconds for a lot less money. But, granted, this is meant for the track, so why didn't they throw some sort of numbers out like it'll go 3 seconds faster around Sonoma than the GTR Pro? Like, you don't have to throw out the Nürburgring lap time thing.
But the Black Series has
give
always
us something.
It's always been known as the collector's item. It's the pinnacle of what AMG can do, and so they're not really going to be track used. They're going to sit in some dude's garage next to the rest of the lineup.
Okay, why didn't they just stick a badge on it then? And
but the badge is the Black Series
because they need to justify their existence. Damn it!
Which I'm all for the Black Series, but we all know what it is. It's a money grab.
Oh yeah, it's like any of these special track focused whatevers. Yeah.
Exactly track focused. It has the aero package basically from a GT3 or GT4 car. I need to know some track numbers if you're gonna promote it like this.
Okay, so Trent, are you saying you're going to shell out the money to buy one of these in 2 months, 3 months when this comes out?
Not in it's early 2021.
Okay.
Have
you talked to the bank yet about financing?
Do we even know how much this thing is going to cost?
Do we? It's probably what?
No, there's no cost. So I cannot confirm nor deny whether I could afford this because I do not have a price yet.
Well, if it's as expensive as it might actually be, then you might as well just go try to find yourself like a used GT4 AMG GT.
Yeah.
Like if you really
I
want
mean,
to be like the track, if you really want to be the big fish in the little pond at your local track, SCCA club race day or NASA day or whatever the hell it is, then yeah, just be the baller dude who shows up in the GT4 car and yeah, just get weird with it.
So sorry, Trent, for throwing some shade at you.
Yeah, whatever. Hey, something we can all collectively throw shade or rally around. I'm not 100% sure what to do with this thing. But the Nissan Aria has been revealed.
Oh god, this is the same painting they put on the Peugeot, of the 405 SUV. Was it the Peugeot? Hold on, let me just...
Oof, that's...
There's no R in there, by the way.
Hold on.
Peugeot.
Shut up.
Peugeot. Anyway, wow, damn. You can get this. Let's see. Let's run down what Trent has actually in the notes here, the Cliff Notes. It is an EV SUV available in either front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. If you elect to have the front-wheel drive option, it's 215 horsepower from a single motor. All-wheel drive gets you 389 horsepower.
It's a pretty big jump between the two.
Good God. It's going to start at 40 grand. It's striking. I will go ahead and call it that.
Yeah, and I mean, when you think of the Leaf really starts in like the mid-low 30s. I mean, this is before tax credits and all that. It's not that bad, but the thing to note, it does provide up to 300 miles of range, but that is going to be for a front-wheel drive model with the bigger battery. There's a 90 kilowatt battery and a 63 kilowatt hour battery. And so the 90 kilowatt hour battery with front-wheel drive is the only way you're going to get the 300 miles out of it. So really it's not – I'm curious to see what it's actually going to be like. The all-wheel drive dual motor sounds great on paper, but is it only going to get like 200 maybe miles of range?
Much like a lot of things. It sounds great on paper.
So what this kind of looks like to me is a facelift version of the Peugeot 3008 or 3008 or however they want to pronounce it.
I think either is correct.
Yeah. So it's kind of like cool. Is it coming to the U.S.? Has that been announced?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It goes initially on sale in Japan next year, and then later in the year it will come to the United States.
Because we get nothing cool first.
No, I mean,
Wait,
unless you're
cool.
into muscle cars.
This isn't cool. Never mind. I don't care.
Yeah, or like if you want a BMW with third pedal. It's America is weird. We don't get some cool things, but then we get some infinitely cool things, and yet we still complain, and I don't get it.
Well, that's just the American thing to do. No matter what the situation is, let's complain about it.
This is very true. Yeah. America. Nothing's ever good enough for us. All right. Well, here's that thing that...
Something that is cool.
Yes. The Porsche 911 Turbo has been revealed. Well, the new one.
Yes, and that may be confusing because you're like, oh, well, didn't they already reveal the Turbo? No, they revealed the Turbo S. They went with that first.
As is the Porsche way.
But they also revealed the... Oh, never mind.
They gave us all the powers first, 640 horsepower in the Turbo S, detuned to 572 horsepower in the Turbo model.
Oh, darn.
However, that is up 32 horsepower and 30 pound-feet of torque compared to the predecessor. Same 8-speed PDK that comes on the Turbo S, but 0 to 60 in 2.7 seconds. That's only a tenth of a second slower than the Turbo S. And it'll cost you $30,000 less than the Turbo S. That's a big chunk of change.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I mean, that's like 2 options on Porsche.
Yeah, I mean, like, that pays for the bottle of water that you're going to have to drink while you're in there, like, negotiating the price.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Coupe starts at $172,150. So, my God in heaven. When did these things get so goddamn expensive?
Oh, it's been going on for a while. Like, I mean, most of the like Caymans and Boxsters on the lot now are $80,000-$90,000. Like,
remember when the
used to be like a $40,000 car?
Yeah, that was the great thing about the Boxster. It was cheap and it was still good. And then the Cayman was less cheap, but still like more good. And then there was a lot of range. And then you got to the 911, which was more expensivest and more goodest. Than
the 911 now starts at like a couple $100 under $100,000. It's like 99,150 or something like that.
According to Autoblog, a 2020 Porsche 911, the MSRP is $97,400 up to $133,400, and I'm assuming that is just for your bog standard 911. Yes. Get out of here, you peasant.
Exactly.
Jesus.
But the cool thing about the Turbo S and the Turbo is they basically share a lot of components. Like, this body's the exact same. You can get the same ceramic brakes that the Turbo S has, but it does come standard with steel brakes. So it's, it's wider all around, but they do offer a lightweight package, which deletes the rear seats, lightweight bucket seats, removes some sound deadening, and saves 66 pounds, which is something. But it'll be one of those things that not many people order, so suddenly it will become really special.
Yeah, like
20 years from now, and you can charge a ridiculous amount for.
Yeah, like it's going to be one of those things where it's just like, well, I mean, the same could be achieved by just getting handy in your driveway and ordering up a set of, I don't know, Recaros or whatever. But because some dude named Fritz did this in Germany, instantly it will be worth so much more.
And it costs money, of course, to
that $30,000
things.
That $30,000 savings is out the window. Instantly. Oh, you want us to make it lighter? You want us to give you less car? Well, give us more money. Thank you.
It's the Porsche way, and that's why they're after they made some money with the Cayman, or the Cayenne rather, they
got right back on their bullshit.
Yep.
All right. Well, hey, speaking of another soon-to-be hotly sought-after limited edition. Sure, whatever. I don't know. There's going to be another Corolla Apex edition, except now this is the new Corolla, so it's not really ever going to be desirable or fun. But hey, man.
Well, they make manual ones. They're relatively sporty, but I really don't understand this whole Apex edition thing. Like,
they're not the worst looking car.
Well, no. It's not the worst looking car, but why not make a TRD version rather than put all this effort into the Apex edition, which is kind of almost like a TRD version.
Yeah, like it's weird.
I think it's the same thing as the Blackface. It's a money grab. It's people liked these, and now we want to make more of them.
So
why did they do the Apex edition? They could have charged another $500 to $1,000 just by slapping a TRD badge on there.
Well, I think probably what's going to end up happening is there's going to be a lot more TRDs, kind of like how...
Well, they make an Avalon TRD now.
Yeah.
For crying out loud.
Well, I mean, like, there's going to be a TRD Corolla, but it's going to be like every other TRD Toyota, where it's just like, oh, this one's going to be hard to find, wink, wink, and then suddenly you can't, like, throw a stone without hitting a TRD something or other. Yeah. And the Apex thing does kind of harken back to the 8.6 because there was a GT Apex variant of that. I'm not exactly sure what the hell it did because...
Why didn't they do an Apex edition, GT86?
Because it was built by a board of people who didn't work together.
Because the internet somehow hates and loves the GT86, and they don't want it to refer back to the car that it is trying to refer back to, but also they really wish it was the car that it is trying to refer back to. Thank you, car guys on the internet.
We love and hate you.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of with you, Trent. I don't understand why this thing exists other than, hey, we had a Corolla with Apex in the name, so let's do that again.
Well,
It doesn't.
why
It's
would
like they already built them, and then they're like, "Oh crap, we should have
Shit.
branded this as a TRD. What can we
God.
do?"
Yeah, like it. I don't like the color scheme, the weird copper bronze accents. I don't like. Yeah.
Well, if we're just going to circle jerk to nostalgia, I wanted to bring back the SR5 and GTS line.
I mean,
They have SR5 stuff, like as a trim level.
yeah.
But on like Corollas and stuff? That only truck
but
stuff.
It's on their Forerunner and trucks.
Yeah. No, like you can't get an SR5 vehicle anymore. Gone are the days of people. Well, no, those days are still around. People trying to sell an 8.6 Corolla, but neglecting to tell you that it is an SR5, so it has the carbureted 4 AC and the fuel system that you basically have to replace from tank to firewall if you want to go fuel injected.
I bought an SR5 Corolla.
Hey, have fun with that.
But it wasn't a cool one. It was the not cool one.
Yeah, the SR5 is like C work, and like the actual like the GTS is the like A
Pinnacle.
work.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna have to do some
It's
work to
the
bring that up.
apex. It's the apex of the lineup.
All right, this podcast is
jeez.
over. We're done. Well, whatever. So, backing away from that, Honda is getting ready to go killing again.
Yeah, you know what? I realized this whole episode is like me basically saying, you know what really grinds my gears?
Dude, if we just want to like sit here, we've got 45 minutes left. If we just want to like quickly run over like the question of the week and then just get to bitching and moaning about stuff, I'm down for it. I've got a lot of gripes with you people.
Do we have the what is it? The pole of grievances? What am I thinking of?
The aluminum pole from Festivus?
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure I can find something.
Oh, do I have anything in here?
I will hold up my blue microphone.
Yeah, I've got. Well, first we must continue. We must endeavor the feats of strength. So, Zach, I'm going to come over and we're going to wrestle.
I don't know. I like you, but I don't want to hurt you.
Oh, I like you too, Zach, but
You're going to punch in the face and then it's going to be over. God.
Yeah, so Honda decided to sharpen the axe up. Like, they're just like, you know what, let's just get to chopping. So they took away the beloved manual transmission in the Honda Accord. It was only a 2% take rate. And the last manual car was already built 7 months ago. So if you want one, you're going to have to do some digging.
good God.
I doubt I'll be the thing. But there's a dealership somewhere that's just like, we have 6 of these because we ordered wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Jeremy. Day one error.
No, it's more like, hey, if you want more of the pilot touring models, you've got to take these 5 manual transmission Accords. All right.
Well, they'll sit right next to our 2018 and 2017 models we have on the lot still.
I see you're interested
This isn't
in
a Buick dealership, Zach. This is not. This is Honda. All right.
Take that, Buick.
Well, okay. So that thing, I mean, this was months ago, but we did a track daily crush, and and I gave you an option of the Buick LaCrosse. I don't know if it ever actually went on, but there was still.
It
Sorry,
did,
what?
and it did, and like we were flabbergasted that the LaCrosse was that recent.
There was still 2017 models on the lot, brand new. And this is 3 years later, 4 years later. I mean,
Man, like that's Listen, everybody's grandparents are kicking the bucket, man. That's just what happens when you get old. Suddenly, there's nobody to buy Buicks, no matter what their dumbass marketing thing tries to do.
Yeah, and apparently you can't buy
Is that a
Fit
Buick
anymore either.
Yeah, the fit was go.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
The fit was go, and now the fit is
It is
going
gone.
to the graveyard. Either or. I think we both had two good jokes there.
Yes,
we proceeded to step
those
on
were both solid.
and we stepped on each other with them.
Out of all the cars that are dying,
Yes, we do.
with all the cars that have died recently, I don't show any remorse for any of them. I'm just like, wait, the Sonic is dead now? I thought that died 6 years ago. But seeing the Fit die is a little sad. I was kind of like
it was fun. It was a fun little car.
It did no wrong. It was just happy.
Mike, I could see you driving a Fit.
I really wanted a
could.
Fit. Man.
And that wasn't a bad thing. Like I would own a Fit.
know.
Yeah.
I would love a Fit.
I like them.
God, yeah. No, I would be all
Not
over
a first
Fit.
gen, because we want another Silicon Sally.
Hey, man. I will... Listen, I'll go find a cheap first gen and throw a K-Series in there. I don't care.
I got a K-Series shitting in my shop.
There it is. Nailed it. Anyway, speaking of other Civic or Honda products that are dead, the Civic Coupe is dead because Americans don't like fun things.
Nope.
So, and oof. This is never a word you like to see.
No.
The Civic Si is taking a hiatus. Not good.
Yes.
Nope.
Not great.
Honda does say it will return for the next generation, but we've been promised many a things before.
Yeah, we have. Honda, you've lied to us before.
Yeah. They are keeping the Type R around next year, but that's because they can print money with that. So
Good. I think Full Race just on their Instagram, they posted something about how they have a turbo kit and ECU, like all that stuff that you can get from them, and it'll put down like 7 to the wheels.
I have a
7 horsepower.
700 horsepower. Like, yeah, just like, hey, now that we got this thing figured out, it's just like, good God. Well, there we go. Rest in peace, fun Hondas.
Yep. So the Civic
Dying
Si is taking a year off to travel and see the globe.
Really
in the
find
midst
itself.
of a global pandemic. Yeah.
Yep. Gonna go figure out its life. Backpack through Europe.
Yeah. So 4 things that Honda took from us in one day. It was just fantastic.
Yeah, that axe must have been really sharp.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Getting real choppy with it.
Yeah.
And jumping ahead a little bit, I'm going to talk about something else that's being axed.
Oh, all right. Well, hey, let's
entry level R8.
Oh, darn.
But here's the thing: you basically you have no base model now. It's just the V10 Performance. However, this is really odd because the rear-wheel drive model is coming this next year as the base model. So I think they're purposely doing this so that they can charge the exact same amount to slot the less expensive to make rear-wheel drive model in there.
And we're just dumb enough to believe that we are getting a deal on a rear-wheel drive R8.
I was going to ask about that, yeah.
Yeah, and they're going out with a bang, though. They're making 30 limited edition models of the base R8 to bid it farewell.
And you,
because that's what you do.
Steelies and hubcaps, baby.
Steelies and hubcaps.
AM, FM radio. Cassette deck.
Manual.
No.
Manual windows.
Shiftronic.
No power locks, please.
Yep. Crank windows.
Hey.
Unpainted front bumper. I want it so badly.
That big, fat, like, plasticky rubber, like, strip that goes along the middle of the car.
Yes.
Yes, Trent.
Sorry.
Yes. You forget who Audi is tied in with. Porsche.
Oh, yes, so
what they're doing is they're only taking some of the parts from the performance model and then charging the same amount as what a performance model is to do this limited edition base
How could
model.
we forget?
I was going to guess the German government.
No. Close, but no. No, they will sell you...
That joke was kind of late, but it would have been funny if I said it at the right time.
Timing is everything. No, they'll sell you an R8 limited edition badge and let you take a whiff of the interior for the low, low price of $400,000, as is the Porsche way.
Dude, I actually had a guy do that. Jackson, I went to the Ferrari dealership here, the whatever who owns it right now, and like we name dropped some big names, like we made sure they knew, like we knew some people and stuff. And the dude opens the fucking door to their 458. Was like, "Do you smell that? That's genuine Italian leather." And we're like, "Fuck you, dude."
Jesus.
Did you dress like that?
I looked adequate.
Don't sell yourself short, Zach.
Okay.
Don't sell yourself short.
Is this bad? Are you telling me my wardrobe is
I'm not saying that if you walked into a Ferrari dealership, I'd instantly think, okay, he's a Ferrari clientele. It's
No. We weren't expecting to
I'm
get
not
a
saying
test drive
you-
out of it.
I'm not saying you're like pick this out from the derelict collection of Derek Zoolander, but I'm just saying it's not, Armani
You're digging a
suit.
hole here, buddy.
I'm not saying I'm not.
If I ever make money, I will wear this to a whatever dealership of my choice, and then get turned down and go buy a Porsche.
Porsche.
I will own one, so I can say it however the fuck I want to.
He'll have fun driving his Porsche 91.1.
S model.
By the way, AJ really wants us to just like have a bitch fest of a show. So
Hey, Mike, fuck you.
eat my ass, Zach. Eat that
I
shit
missed
like
your food.
groceries. Yeah. Well, don't worry. I miss it too.
You miss feeding me?
I mean, I did enjoy cooking for you guys when you came over. That was fun, but like I just haven't really had the desire to really cook much lately. So
Trent, fuck you for not letting me something.
Well, should we talk about people who can afford a Ferrari?
let's do that.
Okay, well, somebody decided to bid an astronomical amount on Ken Miles' raced Shelby Mustang GT350R prototype. So, Ken Miles, you're all familiar with from the Ford versus Ferrari
Who?
movie.
We saw Christian Bale play him. We know what's
Yes.
up.
Who?
God damn it. Zach.
Shut up, Zach. So Shelby
getting
makes this
salty.
prototype for GT350R, puts Ken Miles in it, who's never been in a Mustang before. First race, goes out, wins. This car is still in original condition. It hit the auction block, and it recorded the highest ever auction price for a Mustang of $3.85 million.
Good Lord.
Which is a high price, but I'm not highly surprised because what did Steve McQueen's GT40 go for?
40?
Yeah, was
The
that like
GT40's in a completely different
Went for like
atmosphere.
But if you,
went for like 20 or something like that.
yeah,
Like,
but these cars hold a similar heritage.
similar, yes, but also, man,
But like a run of the mill GT40 is still going to be, 7 figures deep, whereas
Well,
Yeah,
a run of the mill GT350 is not.
find me another single make, single numbered prototype, basically raced GT350. It's
well, yeah,
Exactly.
this thing.
You're just saying you're comparing like GT40s, which have heritage in all of their cars,
True,
versus
yeah.
a Mustang, which has no heritage in 99.9% of them on the road.
That's fair.
So, yes, this is a special one. Absolutely. I get that. But you just can't compare it to a GT40 is all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, like this thing, Trent knows this. Most Mustangs of this era are functionally worthless.
Oh yeah.
Like this thing is only worth what it is because of the pedigree. Like that's and it's. I mean, I like that at the bottom of this story that it says you might want to consider a reproduction from original Venice Crew, where you can get the reproduction of model is available with independent suspension like the early prototype versions of the GT350R had, or with a live axle like the final car. Plus, it's available for a comparably affordable $250,000.
Jeez.
Yeah. So yeah. And the fact that it pulled that kind of money at a Mecum auction blows my mind.
Oh, what?
Yeah. It went for that kind of money at a fucking Mecum auction.
I would have assumed like RM or something like good.
like a real auction, not just
Yeah.
like, daddy's got to sell his fucking Intimidator special edition Monte Carlo.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Like,
hold on. I want to see, when did this sell? I'm gonna see if I can
It was
figure out.
just like over the weekend.
yeah.
I'm gonna see what else it was lined up against
Okay, you do
on the
that.
auction.
All right. Well, yeah, you go ahead and do that. We'll talk about limited edition models of limited edition supercar.
Okay,
It's a
so
derivative of derivative.
it was put up with things with like, okay, these are all like the highest.
Well, yeah, it's good. Yeah, they're not. They don't want you to know that like 20 minutes before a 2004 Pontiac Grand Am GTP rolled across the blocks.
Sold
Okay,
for
so
$4,000.
there was a 91 F350 that sold, another F250.
Yeah, like Mecum auctions.
A K20.
Yeah, Mecum auctions are. It is a nicer flea market.
I wish I have to log in. How much is it to make an account?
I don't
Oh,
know, but Zach, maybe you do this. This is your homework.
Oh
Dude,
fuck! I'm not
this
giving
is
them my
gonna be
address.
No,
this
don't
is going
do
to
that.
be a.
Never mind. I'm not giving them my address.
When we stop hitting record, you can take a look at that.
There we go.
So
Anyway.
Lamborghini, they like to debut limited editions of limited editions of limited editions.
That's
So
Lamborghini.
the Aventador had the Aventador SVJ, which had the SVJ 63, which was no different other than it had a 63 on the side, and there was only 63 of them. And now there's the SVJ Zago.
Jago?
Zago.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's full of hexagons.
Well,
And
aren't they already
Zago-
full of hexagons?
Just like a PlayStation 1 game.
Yeah, so it like hexagon patterns all down the seats. I mean, they're already Lamborghini's obsessed with hexagons.
Yeah.
But they like really drive it in.
They
that they're
really
gonna
like
have
geometry.
Yeah,
They really like geometry.
And they're making
it's a
They're
German
making
influence.
it work. They like geometry, and they're making it work, baby.
It's the German influence. They like the math. Let's add math to our cars.
Yo, dog, I heard you like math and supercars. Anyway.
That was a bad joke. I'm sorry.
Yes, it very much is.
Fuck you.
I was trying to save you from it, but you kept running over me. So anyway,
I did to myself.
Ran over you and then back into a telephone pole.
Again.
We're gonna lose Trent if I don't shut up in a minute. Fuck.
So,
It's full of hexagons.
which are apparently, according to Lamborghini, the hexagonal patterns were inspired by the hexagonal clouds on Saturn's North Pole.
What the fuck?
I don't know. But
Yeah. So the stupid thing about all of this is Autoblog at the end of the article said they missed a huge marketing opportunity here
they really did.
by not making 6 of them.
Yeah.
Instead, they made 10 of them. Like, if you're gonna drill in the hexagons, really drill it in.
Yeah.
Offer only hex of them.
And then make a photo of them all parked in a hex shape.
Oh, Zack, head of marketing for Lamborghini. I assign it to you whenever the world goes to crap, which could be next week.
It could be in 10 minutes.
I'm booking my flight to Italy right now.
They either needed to only sell 6 or really hammer home the decagon. But here we are.
Well, what's the shape that has 12?
I don't know.
Is Dodeca?
I think so, because they should use that everywhere because it's a 12-cylinder car.
Yeah, I mean that would make sense.
12 spokes on every wheel.
Dodecagon, a plain figure with 12 sides. Congratulations, Zach.
Hey, no, I said that. Don't give
Either
him
way.
credit.
He needs something. He has so little going on in his life.
I heard more than what's going on in my life right now.
I called him illiterate earlier.
Yeah.
I have yet to call you illiterate.
You did call me illiterate.
Yes, I did.
Well, speaking about things that are also, I don't fucking know.
Time to close out the news on a sad note. BBS Wheels has filed for bankruptcy. Citing
I want to add the quotation again here, because I want to come back to that.
Okay. Citing tough market conditions, this is the second time in about a decade that they have filed for bankruptcy. They did it previously in 2011. Oof. They have been appointed the two insolvency administrators who played a part in the restructuring of the company after it filed for bankruptcy back in 2011. So, not great for this iconic brand that has really had a big influence on
most of the car community. Yeah,
pretty much. Like, a lot of the cool wheels that you like started off as BBSs, probably.
Yeah. So, I want to get back to the again part, because the first couple stories I looked at and skimmed through, because I'm illiterate, I was looking at the photos.
Attaboy.
I wasn't aware that it was again, so they were like I'm kind of pissed at some of the reporting on this, because it was just like, they're going out of bankruptcy, they're fucking done,
No, bankruptcy doesn't necessarily mean like you're going away forever.
No, but the way it was being worded, and then I started reading a little bit more into it, and they were like, no, again, so I kept doing more research. I'm like, no, this is just restructuring. That's all this is. Yeah. So it's frustrating where it's like, we're losing an icon of the automotive world. No. I'm road and track or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, like filing for insolvency, which means that you can't pay your bills. Look at Greece, how well they did. But yeah,
wait. Can we start paying for things with wheelbarrows full of BBS wheels?
I don't know. Maybe. I think that was always the thing you could possibly do in the European car community.
I think Trent is face palming behind the blacked out camera.
I can hear him face palming from here.
Oh yeah.
Don't hurt yourself, bud. Don't hurt yourself.
We love you, Trent. We miss you.
Anyway.
But yeah, no.
Do you have a parting shot?
No, it's just sad to see, or it's hard to see. I can't think of the word right now. It's hard to see companies that have had big influences on the community we live in being influenced so hard by current events. Because we don't want to see BBS go under. We don't want to see any of these companies go under. But
no, well, I remember years ago when our Abbey Road company, they closed down because they were having a hard time because people were making fake ARC stuff and selling it, and people somebody's just like, oh, I spent all this money on this ARC thing and it's a piece of crap. It's like, well, no, you got it off of eBay. You overpaid for this cheap piece of shit, and now you're trying to blame the actual company. So, that was a sad day. This, if BBS actually goes away, that will be a legitimately sad day for all of us. Because
if they do go away, we do have. How long they've been making wheels since the late 60s, right?
They've been making wheels forever.
Yeah. We do have at least 4 to 5 decades, if not more, of amazing wheels that they produced.
Oh yeah, they've been a luminary for that long. But speaking of illuminating things, as we talked about last week, the Grumman LLV postal trucks have been randomly bursting into flames. And Zack sent in something to the chat, and Trent, because I had no idea of what the hell I was going to ask this week for the question of the week.
He came in clutch for sure.
Seriously, so clutch. Yeah, so...
Oh, he came back for personal praise. Look at this asshole.
There it is.
Oh, yeah, one of those. Yeah.
Trent.
Yeah.
Ouch. Ugh.
Did you hurt yourself, Patty?
Oh no, your curveball. It'll never be the same.
No.
Oh God. So Trent put this question out there because the Postal Service has gotten their hands on some of these adorable little Mercedes Metris vans to pick up some of the slack of the now flaming shells that were the LLVs. So Trent said, what off-the-shelf vehicle would you choose to replace the LLV? And we've got some good answers from you out there.
Before you get to the answers, I got to say something. So if you look at that article that Zack posted and you read some of the comments, the mail carriers absolutely hate this Metris.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
No. Nobody. Yeah,
Yes.
they're not a fan.
Why?
Think of how the mail vehicle is designed. Your mail is sitting right up here next to you. You just have to go whoop, slot it in. The mail and the Metris is in the back. So you have to get out to get the mail to be able to put the mail in. You don't just get to sit there and be lazy. You got to like get up out of your seat.
You got to do some work.
Bring it up to you. And then another mail carrier is like, it doesn't matter if I have AC, which it does, and the Northrop Grumman, whatever, I guess Grumman, not Northrop Grumman, different company. Grumman LLV. It has space up front for like a cooler, so they could keep drinks up there and keep themselves cool. Well, there's no room for that in the Metris, so they can't.
That's how they're catching fire.
I mean, listen.
They're putting little mini fridges inside the Metro or the LLVs.
Yeah, no. Like
so, I mean, if you think about it, people are willing to tolerate, them potentially going up in flames because one, they get the day off of work if that happens.
Yeah.
But they also get to be lazy and sit on their butts. I'm not saying that all postal workers are lazy. I should clarify that. But the people that were griping were doing that.
Yeah.
If we're going to discuss the mail system, I lived in Sugar House for a handful of years. And just due to how the neighborhoods were built, we didn't have mailboxes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they had to walk, basically park the truck at one end of the street, walk up and down, and then next street. So not people who get to drive their LLVs around and sit with their cooler that's going to catch on fire. Look at the bigger picture here, bud.
Yeah, no. So this is just kind of a temporary holdover. Like the ones that they have, the Metrises, it's only about replacing about 10% of the LLVs. So
I thought it was like a quarter because I thought they had 400,000 LLVs. We looked up last week.
They've got approximately like 200. Or there are approximately 163,000 LLVs still in use today, which is part of a larger fleet of 200,000 delivery vehicles. So,
well, how many are they replacing? Sorry, maybe I'm misremembering the number.
They've got about 12,600. Oh. Yeah.
I thought there was an extra one in front of there. Okay, that's my mistake.
No. So they've got. It's just like it's a few to kind of get them by. There will be a next generation LLV. The finalists for that contract are AM General, VT Hackney, Mahindra, Carson, and Oshkosh Ford. So those are in the running.
Some interesting. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like the first one for sure, they've supplied plenty of government vehicles.
Yeah.
The second one, I'm pretty sure also in the same boat. Mahindra, I mean, they make utilitarian vehicles for the rest of the world. Why not us? Don't know who Carson is, and Oshkosh Ford, same thing. They do like.
I like the idea of them being Oshkoshes.
Oshkosh bagosh, where's my mail? Anyway. You're welcome.
Thank you.
I try. Anyway, so, we put it out to you good folk. What would you like to see be the new temporary LLV holdover replacement vehicle? And some of you decided that you didn't necessarily want to answer the question, so I had to force you. But before we get to that, guys, what would you replace the LLV with? Which off-the-shelf vehicle?
I'm going to let
Zack go first.
I'm going to let Trent go first.
You fucking idiots. I'll go first.
Let Mike go first.
Yeah, I'll go first.
I'm still thinking, yeah.
Of course. I mean, it's got to be something small and square and something that you can get in right-hand drive. So, of course, I'm going to go ahead and say that we should probably import some sort of GM station wagon from Europe.
Oh, the Opel wagons.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, like those, like that sweet ass Buick Regal Touring X.
Yeah.
Just imagine that being more like utilitarian, and then like
Steelies.
Exactly.
Steelies with studded tires year round.
Chains that the male guy struggles to put on.
Yeah.
Just utilitarian, fan on the dash. Yeah, man, that could be sweet. So there we go. That's what I got. The Regal Tour X.
Is Trent ready?
No, I'm not.
I'm not ready either. Fuck.
Okay, you want me to kind of read a couple of these?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Put this in the shenanigans group. And I actually got a couple of answers in there in addition to the shenanigans question, which was, any of y'all ever been in a car fire?
I have some answers for that.
Oh, yeah, don't worry. Plenty of people do. Ben Allred's might be the best answer. Just FYI. Let's see. Dave says he could see them using right-hand drive Ram Postmaster Cities for rural routes. Then let's see.
Which they actually do.
Yeah, let's see.
And
Honestly,
they have rural route Jeep Wranglers too.
Fun. Let's
that are
see.
Right-hand drive.
Brandon Kuhn says, honestly, small Sprinters, Ford Transits, or the mighty Fiat Multipla would be solid postal delivery vehicles. Did that help either of you?
Multipla was high on my list. I'm currently Googling the top 20 most unpleasant cars.
God in heaven. Let's see. Vinny Cruz III in Motoring United points out that the Mercedes 3-point star has been swapped out for the USPS Eagle. And he's wondering more about the grill. Are they ashamed to be using a German vehicle? And I mean,
I'm ready. Go ahead.
Yeah, not necessarily ashamed to, but seeing as how the postal service is, for whatever reason, the government branch that the government itself seems to hate and want to actively destroy. Yeah, you can't really have them running around in a Mercedes and actually have them live. So, all right, Zach, what do you got?
Okay. So, as we know, there are multiple facets of the delivery system. And so we need a couple cars to fill these different requirements.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
So,
But so, hold on, Zach. 1 second.
Hold on.
I need to do something. Buckled in. Let's go.
Okay. So for your urban and city driving, we are going to do the Chevy Hr Panel van.
Okay.
The ones that have no windows?
Yeah, no, yep. I know. I'm picking up.
Hence the panel van.
Yep,
yes.
Yep. And the second option, which actually fixes several issues at the same time. So I might be running for Congress next year because this fixes a couple issues here. So,
I have a feeling you're going to be patting yourself on the back here at the end of this.
Oh,
you look pretty excited.
It's awful. It's the worst thing I've ever said on this podcast.
That's a pretty bold statement. I'm going to keep everybody in suspense just a little bit longer because you are making a bold statement.
It's not going to.
The build-up is intense.
It's awful. So for our rural driving, we need a car that can handle rural roads and can go anywhere. We also have a surplus of these vehicles in our surplus lineup. Iraq-era Hummers.
Okay.
Transition them from surplus into postal vehicles.
So they go from a vehicle that has no air conditioning to a vehicle that has no roof and no doors.
Yep.
But it can go anywhere.
And no air conditioning, and is just as slow, and also unreliable. Well, more unreliable than the Iron Duke. That's for sure.
The drivers will be right at home.
Okay.
But it fixes two problems because we have a surplus of them.
Yes, because they're pieces of shit.
Yeah, because they're out of service. They've been in service for the last 20 years.
They've been shot at. Like, as opposed to most of
and
the
as Chris Miller
LLVs.
says, there goes the fuel budget.
Yeah.
They're turbo diesels.
No, the surplus ones you're talking about are this old 6.5 or 6.2 naturally aspirated diesels that are gutless and horrible fuel economy.
Then
the turbo diesel. Okay.
The other aspect too is we have all of these retired Army people who need jobs. It can become mechanics who used to work on them in the war. Can be now mechanics for the U.S. Postal Service. I'm fixing so many problems right now. I don't see why you guys don't get this.
I mean,
because the government gave up on these and said these are unfixable anymore. Let's offload them onto the unassuming public.
And the Iron Duke is different. How?
Listen, I can see the point Zack is making. I am shocked that I can. It's a terrible point, but I can see it.
Yeah, I can see it. I'm just telling you how terrible it is.
Oh, it's just like, Zack, God, it's just like, man, everybody's complaining about storage. Why don't we just use Walkmans and just carry around tapes in our backpacks? Problem solved, baby. No.
And they're not maneuverable. Like
this is why they're doing rural
Let's
stuff.
take out all the mailboxes as we try and creep up to them.
Well, listen,
Rural
if it's
another one.
Listen, if you're doing it on rural routes, those mailboxes have already been knocked down. Like, it is a bi-weekly thing. Them getting knocked down and somebody having to prop them back up. So
I like how there was no issues with the Chevy HHR, but the Humvee was the worst idea I've ever said on this podcast.
Honestly,
I'm
it's not the worst.
It's the worst idea. No,
this is definitely not the worst idea you've ever had on this podcast.
You're just saying you've solved like all the world's problems. So I'm just making sure to put it in its place.
He should run for Congress because he is solving a problem and simultaneously creating 17 more problems.
The sad part is
ensuring himself like he's just going to keep running. I'm the problem solver.
The sad part is we could see this as a possibility. Like, we could see this bill get passed in our current legislation that we have set up.
Oh yeah, no, like we're a country of idiots run by morons. We're not in a great spot.
Planet Gov is going to go out of business from this.
Jesus.
Here's the thing, though, Zach. It will pass after they discuss it for the next 5 years when further making these vehicles obsolete.
Yeah, don't worry.
And they're cheap too. I can go buy one of these running for $3,000.
Yes, without doors and without windows. Or
they don't have doors
that
now.
Are like
the LLVs don't have doors. They stay open the entire time.
No, they have a sliding door.
Do you ever see it slidden?
Yeah.
Slidden?
Yeah. I have.
In the winter? What about the winter, Zach? We're not talking about summer.
Yeah,
there's tarps. There are army issued canvas tarps for those vehicles.
Jesus Christ, Zach, just put the shovel down.
Okay, fine. What I want to see is we're going into dystopia, and I want to complete this dystopia with seeing Humvees driving everywhere every day. That's what I'm saying.
I'm really
my piece is over.
Thankful and glad he didn't say gambler-ified PT Cruiser for the rural routes. Anyway, Trent.
33 PT Cruisers? Oh, God.
Please, sweet Jesus, save us.
So, I'm not. I'm just, if anything, I'm making
good.
It worse.
Dig up, stupid.
But
are you going to use that thing that Top Gear had?
I'm thinking of new vehicles because everybody else went like, oh, just go with the old Jeep. It's like, no, like this, you're not solving any of the problems that they have with these vehicles.
I tried.
So let's just do something stupid that makes no sense, something that's unreliable, something that doesn't hold a lot of mail. Fiat 124 Spider, done.
Nailed it. Make some sort of bread van variant to be able to hold 2 crates of mail in there.
Fine. You tore apart my idea. 2 smithereens.
Yes, and I'm telling you up front, this is an awful idea.
I said
So
as well,
there's no
too.
need to tear it
I
apart.
said it was my worst idea ever. Up front. So where are we storing the mail? Hold on.
There's
Hold
no
on.
point
Hold
in
on.
tearing this apart. It won't.
No,
it won't
he
affect
on the
you
front
in
end.
any way.
Of the Fiat 124.
Zach,
2020 Fiat
4.9 cubic feet.
Cargo.
perfect.
How much storage space?
They
is
got to
in the
run back and
Humvee?
forth a bunch of times, but they'll get done quickly.
There are going to be herds of Fiat 124s just running down the streets. It's going to be
More
great.
jobs. There you go, Zach. I'm solving all the world's
It
problems.
is capable
More
of carrying
postal carriers will be needed.
9,000 pounds of
My God.
mail.
Oh my God.
How much is
Zach does
9,000
not like
pounds
it.
of mail?
Zach does not like it when I use Zach logic against him.
It's 4.5 tons, you moron.
How
Stop.
much mail is?
Both of you. Shut up. We have
How big is 4.5 tons of paper?
Hold on. I'm muting you forcefully. I've muted Zach. He has the power to unmute himself. Exactly. Just you keep yelling at your phone in silence. Yeah, you give me the fingers. See if I give a shit. Riding them horses. Coming to beat that ass with a flip flop, boy.
All right, let's hear
Jesus.
what the esteemed readers have, because Zach and I are not taking this seriously.
No,
We
No,
fucked this shit up.
nobody should be. Nobody should be taking anything we do
It's the
seriously.
LLB. Oh, God.
Jesus. Anyway, Dave Kazarian in the NASA Utah Enthusiast Group, the EcoBoost Transit Connect 4-wheel drive sprinter with homemade glamper conversion, which the USPS can then rent out on the weekends.
Turo.
Yep,
The USPS mail service vehicle.
Dave is a man with Turo-based solutions because modern problems require modern solutions.
I want to make a video with one of these cars make me doing donuts and go viral on TikTok or some shit.
No. That's the thing. They're not going to give you the keys. You've got to glamp overnight in the USPS parking lot, storage parking lot.
Wait,
Oof.
USPS is like
Oh.
the 13th largest landowner in the U.S. There's plenty you can camp on USPS property.
Well, whatever.
You can see
Justin.
the sites of the USPS postal services.
Anyway,
Can we mute Zach again?
yeah, we're gonna have to mute Zach. Zach until you can figure it out. Justin Hedrick in Motoring United comes in with a late entry Civic Type R. Throw some all seasons on. Mail will show up on time. Drivers will be excited to work. Better fuel economy. Not bad in the winter. Plenty of storage. It's everything
I like
you could
that one.
possibly want. Yeah, it's a solid one.
It's a little expensive, but it's government, so like
Doesn't
they
matter.
wouldn't buy them for $35,000 a piece like they are MSRP. They buy them for like $57,000 a piece because government.
Oh yeah. No, it's
logic,
logic thinking, all of that crap. That makes no sense. And then I'm pretty sure there was one in Drift, Utah. I thought we had a couple good answers in there. Drift, Utah.
I'm put back
By the way, you weren't the only one, or I wasn't the only one to tear apart your answer, Zach. If you look in the YouTube chat,
Yes.
they do that for you too.
if anybody, it would have been AJ. I
Yep.
appreciate AJ's input.
Let's see. Anyway, Ben Allred, just go back to the old school mail Jeeps, the best mail vehicle ever. Joey Harrington says, and you're going to have to Google this, the Minica walkthrough van, MINICA walkthrough.
This was actually the best choice of all of them. Joey wins.
Yes. Yep, it's the right answer to the question, by the way. I don't expect there to be any other replies. There were, but this is great. Ben Allred, looks like a box on a Geo Metro. Joey, close. It's a Minica clip welded to a box.
How do you spell Minica again?
MINICA. And then Nick Nengus, who actually works for the USPS as a mechanic, also goes out and does dumb shit in a C6, and I'm sure is going to be having some severe oil blow-by sooner rather than later. He says, those bad bitches move. They also make cool turbo noises. So there we go.
Stop autocorrecting to Monica. I want Minica.
Monica!
Stop
Perfect.
fucking autocorrecting.
And then I think I got a couple responses
God.
on the actual Cam Proper Facebook page, which, by the way, folks, if you want to reach out to us, we're at Cam Auto Mag on all the social medias. All the stuff goes to my phone and my thigh buzzes, and I get get a little grin on my face knowing that somebody is talking to me.
I like
Or it's an
talking to you.
Instagram bot wanting me to click on a virus-filled link in a
And
message.
you don't want to meet insert generic Russian female name here?
Exactly. So, let's see. Dave Peterson says covered wagons. Just a whole bunch of Conestogas going up and down the street.
Hey, it's good for the fuel economy.
Exactly. All you need is oxen. You're good to go.
But the price of oats are going to skyrocket.
Seriously. Anyway, then AJ says they should use Skyline and Evo wagons because they're already right-hand drive, and they could be legally imported, and everybody could buy them on the used market and bypass the 25-year rule.
I'll be down with that.
That's great. I like it. So there we go, folks. That is that. And we've got like 2 minutes left, but whatever. I want to blow through the racing real quick, and then I want to get to the fire answers because those were great.
Did you also have to notice I did put a shenanigans question in there?
Oh,
It's local. You might want to. We might want to do that one.
all right. Where the hell did you put the shenanigans thing?
Right there.
Ah, all right. We might get to that. I will let you introduce that one when we get to it. Sound good? All right.
Excellent.
So we had some Formula One happening over the weekend, but we've also had some other Formula One stuff happening not over the weekend, including Renault protesting Racing Point, and over the week, Racing Point has been getting real chesty. The big complaint is that Renault is saying that Racing Point is using brake cooling ducts that were Mercedes intellectual property and therefore something that Racing Point can't use. Racing Point has said they have 866 drawings to prove the contrary. But they've also said that they could get stronger as the season progresses because they have not, quote, optimized the race weekend. And if this past weekend is any indication of how not optimized they are, I am terrified of what they might look like if they get their shit figured out. So, speaking of this past weekend, it was the Hungarian Grand Prix. I'm going to stop this alarm before it goes off because that's going to get annoying. Yeah, at the Hungaroring, one of my favorite tracks to say the name of, Hungaroring. So we had qualifying, which was a little damp, but a track ended up drying out. And guess what, boys? Both of the Williams cars made it into Q2, which was amazing.
Yes, they are doing something this year.
They're figuring it out slowly but surely.
They're being adequate.
Yeah, they could. Qualifying is getting better. Race pace still not that great, but hey, man, seeing as how last year they couldn't do either, whatever.
Yes,
we'll take it. That was such a surprising turn of events that the Williams social media person didn't know what to do. They were quite shocked by that.
Yeah, I had a press release already ready to go saying that we couldn't make it through the weekend.
Yeah, they were.
But what am I supposed to do with this now?
They were freaking out. It was great. Let's see. Hamilton qualified on pole. Lance Stroll in the pink Mercedes, the Tracing Point. He qualified in third, which was pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. And then before the race actually got going, there was drama. Max Verstappen out on the intermediates went off the track, hit the wall, bent a steering shaft and the wishbone, and thought he was not going to be able to take part, but he limped back to his spot on the grid, which was, I think he qualified fourth overall. And the mechanics ran out, they changed the wishbone, they changed the steering arm, and he actually got to run the race, which was fun.
Yeah.
So shout out to the Red Bull mechanics for really pulling that
it
one
was
together.
a cool picture seeing them all tackle that car and
Just like ants on a bit of ice cream that falls off your cone. Just insane. Yes. Let's see. Both of the Haas cars at the end of the formation lap, they came into the pits and they switched to slick tires, which turned out to be amazing because I slept in a little bit. And so I missed the first 12 laps, so I had no idea what the hell was going on. And I turned on the TV, and Kevin Magnussen and Romain Grosjean are running third and fourth. So nobody had retired. It was weird to see that. It was real weird to see them up that high. But
I was also wondering why you were actually responding to me so early in the morning.
I've been getting up at like 6 a.m. just because. So, yeah. Tried to get in bed.
I'm impressed. That is not the Mike that I know.
No, the Mike you know is trying to be a better person. Anyway, thank you. Let's see. There were a couple of potential penalties that happened at the start, or just right before the start. Valtteri Bottas looked like he jumped the start, but didn't technically somehow. And Red Bull might have gotten a penalty because it looked like they were drying out Alex Albon's grid spot, but turns out they weren't. So, yeah, and then the race kind of progressed from there. Nothing too crazy. Nothing, everybody came in on like lap 4 for slick tires, and Gunther Steiner did not look like a bunch, and Haas did not look like a bunch of Vikers. They looked like people who knew what the hell they were doing. And then they got penalized for that brilliant decision because, and this is all like stemming from, the FIA and F1, they don't want engineers telling the drivers every little thing to do. And then, like, that was a thing. They stopped having the engineers. They would penalize teams for doing that. And they did that for a season. And they realized how terrible of an idea that is because an F1 car is incredibly complicated. And it turns out the engineers are actually seeing way more information than the drivers are. So they kind of stopped that. But, Trent's dying. All right. Looks like he's recovered. Anyway. Yeah. But they stopped. So now the engineers can tell the drivers to do all sorts of stuff, except on the formation lap. So Haas got penalized basically under that rule, which this really wasn't the spirit of the rule, but whatever. But it doesn't matter. Kevin Magnussen still got a point. Haas still scored a point, baby, after being utter trash. Let's see. Max Verstappen finished in second, holding off Valtteri Bottas, who finished in third. And Lewis Hamilton took his 8th win at the Hungaroring, which ties Michael Schumacher, I believe, for the most wins at a single circuit. His were at Magny-Cours. So there we go. And then Mario Andretti doesn't quite understand what Lewis Hamilton and Bubba Wallace are on about with this whole we need more diversity, Black Lives Matter, and racism sort of thing. So, just pretty much talk to your conservative uncle. He'll just talk to him for long enough, and you'll figure out exactly Mario's.
God, yeah, that hits home.
Yeah, no. So, yeah, it's just, Mario doesn't seem to understand that people of color like Lewis and Bubba are often not even given opportunities to have a drive, let alone have a drive in some sort of competitive equipment where they could actually post a decent result. So, and also there's a reason you don't see a lot of women because the same sort of damn thing is happening. They're not given opportunities, let alone opportunities in competitive stuff. So, that whole, well, if you want to be in it, you got to win. Well, you got to give me something other than a shopping cart with a steering wheel in it. But whatever. Alrighty, I asked our shenaniganeers, have they ever been in a car fire? And boy howdy, some of you have. Some of you have almost burned down your damn shop. So let's get to that. There's a reason you guys are in the group, and I love it. So go ahead, Zach. You got a story.
Had asked my friends and said, have there been more than 3 times my car's been on fire? Because I can think of that many times. And Jackson has given me, I think, 7 or 8. I'm going to narrow it down to the best one to make it as short as possible. Are you okay there, Mike?
You had to ask somebody how many times your car's been on fire.
I've owned a lot of cars, though.
I've owned a fair amount of cars too. I remember a lot of these big bad things that happened. Yeah, no, like your incompetence is killing Trent.
God, I haven't had a car on fire in
between knowing. God, just tell us the story. Just tell us the story.
Okay, the most recent one was the Subaru on the way to Idaho. I wired the fucking fan motor to like some positive I found somewhere in the car with no relay and the wrong sized wire. And I'm driving on the highway in a car that maybe only done 30 miles, and I'm going 300 miles and start smoking inside the cab. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I finally had to pull back the carpet. Luckily, it kept the carpet fire, and the wire that was running my fan, so the window wouldn't fog up, fucking caught fire, like smoldering. So I used whatever I had. I had brought some tools so like I could fix it if it broke down. I used the screwdriver and I threw it up the wire and it broke and stopped doing that. That was my most recent one. My Wrangler, which was an
what happened to? I was just going to narrow it down to the best one.
A best one. So I was going to make like 2 or 3.
No, just give us one. We've got quite a bit of responses, and we're already running the light.
Okay. Well,
so the best one to you means 2 to 3?
I have like 8.
So the best one, according to you, using your logic, is the NBA Finals against the Bulls and the Jazz. The best team was the Bulls and the Jazz.
The best team was the Pistons. We all know that.
I don't know the sport reference you're making here.
He doesn't understand sports ball. Just tell us. Just tell us the best goddamn story.
Okay, the best one is my fucking Jeep. The relay for the fan caught fire. And I don't actually know why. So I rewired it myself with speaker wire. But I don't want to have it just running always. I couldn't go buy a new relay because I didn't have that kind of money. So I ran speaker wire through the firewall up underneath the dash, and I still have the switch somewhere. It might be in my Subaru. It's not here. But I have the switch. It was one of those like safety switches. You have to open the switch and then flip the switch. And I wired it to that switch. No relay, no fusing, no nothing. So it's all the power for the fan is going through the switch. And I had taped it up underneath my dash, which was great, except when you forgot to turn it on and you see the temp gauge and you forgot to flip the fan on. It was great. And then I hit a bump. I think it was a speed bump that I took way too fast. And the switch, which wasn't heat shrink or electrical taped, it was just like roughly soldered on with like hopes and dreams to the switch, fell off of the tape from the dash onto the shifter, which was metal, arced, and lit the entire line of speaker wire on fire all the way through the dash, all the way into the cab, all the way like down past the carburetor into where the battery was. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. How are you still alive?
There's like 6 more I could tell, but I'll stop there.
Yeah, please do. This is...
I've never burnt down a car or started a car on fire.
Neither have I.
There's mine.
Anyway, there it is. Short and sweet from, I guess, the responsible adults in the room.
I'm glad I could fill the
Jesus.
the seat, I guess.
Jesus Christ, Zach. Anyway, Chris Miller almost had a car fire. My little Focus had the EGR valve, quote, broken, so some of the tubing never got hot. I had upgraded my alternator wiring, and I ran along the top of the EGR tube that connected to the intake. After having to get it repaired to pass emissions, driving on I-215, the vehicle broke down with smoke from the engine bay. I was able to pop the hood and blow the flames out, but the power wire had melted from the EGR tube and shorted the metal and put a gaping hole in the metal tube from arcing. I now carry a small fire extinguisher in my cars.
I carry one as well, too, now. Just saying.
God, you need to be wearing a helmet sometimes.
I need to wear a fire suit sometimes.
Jesus. You need constant adult supervision.
It makes life not fun. Or makes life fun.
Ben Allred, we had an 84 Thunderbird Turbo Coupe that had about 260,000 miles on it. I wasn't driving, my dad was, but it went up in flames, Hollywood-style burning on the side of I-15 back in 2005. My dad had the presence of mind to grab his golf clubs out of the back before evacuating the vehicle. Total dad move.
My Mustang never caught fire. That's one car that didn't.
That's amazing.
I'm surprised.
Matt Barker, one of the times getting my Corrado together during late nights at the shop, I had a leaky fuel line and an open throttle body combines with a slight backfire. Needless to say, ripped the entire fire extinguisher / bracket off the wall in one swift move and had the engine bay fire out in seconds. Only a few wires harmed, luckily, and lots of cleanup. He now cuts all the straps off the fire extinguisher mounts. No time to undo the latch, baby. And then AJ, freshman year in auto shop up at Davis, I was in the shop while two kids were trying to get an old Chevy started. One of them was sitting in the driver's seat cranking it. The other was spinning the gas siphoner backwards to spray fuel into the carburetor. What neither of them realized was that the siphoner was not designed to be used in reverse, and they were spraying as much atomized fuel back into the shop as they were into the carb. The thing suddenly backfired, and half the shop was engulfed in a fireball that lasted a solid 10 to 20 seconds. I dove behind a junk Tempest we had sitting in one of the bays and narrowly escaped with my eyebrows intact. Let's see. Dave Raleigh, the man, the myth, the legend. I lit the engine bay of my first Starion on fire. Open downpipe with a stuck injector causing fuel to basically pour out of the downpipe. One little pop from a rev and it lit. All I had was a shovel and dirty snow outside the storage unit it was parked in. I never shoveled so hard in my life, and now I have an extinguisher nearby whenever I work on my junk. Also his cars. Yeah. Chirp and I lit the engine of my Gia on fire chasing an intake leak once. Wild times. And then Brandon McConkey. Oh boy. My first car burned down, but luckily I wasn't in it. I'm actually 99% positive that my dickbag stepfather intentionally caused the fire, but that's a longer story. We're going to need to hear that story. It does
sound like a longer story.
Yep. Speaking of car fires, I watched APR set their R8 on fire from inside of their garage at Daytona after they tried to switch from their OEM Stabuli fuel filler to the old redhead style because the Stabuli jugs were too expensive. Our whole team had a great laugh together. Then we went on to have the most miserable race in history. So there we go. If you've got another story about you burning a car down, your dickhead stepdad burning a car down, your idiot classmates almost burning the auto shop down, let us know. Mailbag@camautomag.com. Hit us up on the social medias.
Or if you want to hear more of my awful stories about burning cars, because I have more.
There we go.
No one wants to hear that.
We can get to Zack nearly burning himself alive another day. All right, Trent.
We doing this?
Yeah, we're doing this.
Just like this guy did it for the homies.
Oh, boy. God.
A Weber County man here locally in Utah was charged Monday with using a Walmart photo center to print pornographic images he was sending to his buddies that were locked up.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's great.
John David Hughes, 32, of West Haven.
Not surprising.
Was charged with pornography distribution. He had customers notice the images he was printing off at the photo center. They were pornographic of nature, and the police were actually easily able to identify him from the security footage because he has distinguishable neck and head tattoos. So they tracked him down rather quickly, and he said he was just doing it to send to the homies that were locked up.
Oh, my God.
I'm doing something awful looking up on Facebook.
He was like, oh, my God.
The most unsurprising part of this, he has a lengthy criminal history, and he's registered as a sex offender. So
you don't say.
Nah, this guy looks too pure. I can't find him. I was hoping.
Oh, that's... Gotta love it, man. Listen, it's what you got to do. It's what you got to do.
And I can say with certainty, I wouldn't do the same for you.
I appreciate that. You got to know your limits. Got to know.
That's a limit I'm not willing
Trent,
to do.
I thought you and I were ride or die, but now I know we're just die.
Hey.
Zach, you print from home, all right?
Yeah.
You don't go to a public place.
No, you don't. You especially don't go to Walmart. Those are the worst people
Right.
on earth, and they're
Go
terribly
to
judgy. I don't get it.
Walgreens, dude. Nobody's there.
Yeah.
Walgreens.
The dude working the photo thing at Walgreens doesn't give a shit. He's doing that because he knows nobody's ever going to come talk to him.
It's true.
All right.
I think it's so much life advice right now.
Exactly. All right. Let's do one more of these shenanigans things so we can kind of clear a little bit of this out. So we've got probably not an official peripheral. Pour one out for a true legend. I've been saying this for years. The greatest question of our time has been answered. I'll never understand new money, and this might be gilding the lily and clogging my arteries.
I'll never understand new money.
I'm kind of leaning towards that too.
All right. Fortnite YouTubers buy mansion, decorate it like sad teenagers.
Those are photos.
Oh.
There's a full video.
Oh yeah, no, it's. Yep. Let's see. This influencer company called the 1%, made up of well-known personalities who were formerly part of the Luminosity Gaming esports organization, bought this mansion, quote, with our own cash, end quote, and proceeded to decorate it in the saddest ways possible. They pointed out the giant wine rack in the entry of the house, which is meaningless because they are children and they do not drink. Random shows off his bedroom, and it is just sad. There is a shoe rack and a garbage can and a mattress on the floor.
I'm scrolling through the video, and this is amazing.
Yeah,
This is what I would do if I owned a mansion,
These
which
things,
is awful.
from the article, they're only slightly more furnished than Guy's Empty Apartments meme, and mostly designed so that people who just drop a bunch of money on a mansion never have to leave one 200 square foot patch of it. Like,
this does hit home because I remember moving into my first house with nothing other than a love sack and a TV.
I like. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I moved in on a Super Bowl Sunday, set up the TV, and sat my love sack in front of it, TV on the ground. That was what I had. It was fantastic.
There's a clip here of them like walking through one of like the closets and stuff, which the closet's probably bigger than my room.
oh yeah.
And like it's very clearly was hastily cleaned.
Oh yeah, no, like this is, yeah, no, like
Hey Jim, put all your clothes on these hangers. What's a hanger?
put all your clothes on the hanger. I already have. Oh no. Yeah, no, like it's just like, yeah.
Also, are these kids driving that ACR Viper? Like,
I wouldn't be
what?
surprised if they just bought it or rented it and had it delivered. Like
A Turo.
We all remember the immortal, legendary episode of MTV Cribs with the Yin Yang Twins on it, where they were clearly in a house.
It's been a minute. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was. If you've never seen it, here's the long and short of it. Probably the only person's house that you ever saw on MTV Cribs was Redman's, and it was like when
Redman's was
when you think of Redman, like that's exactly where you picture him living. But the Yin Yang Twins were clearly in a rented house in a suburb that they were just trying to describe on the fly because there is no way in hell that they live there.
is there a clip of this on the YouTube?
There should be. Yeah, just search Yin Yang Twins MTV Cribs, see what pops up. Anyway, while Zach's doing that, let's close out the episode. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We greatly appreciate it. We love it when you come and watch us if you're a Shenanigans or patron. We love it when you listen to us on Wednesday. That's how you're consuming us.
The whole video is on YouTube.
Good. We are at Cam Automag on all the social medias. Podcast is available wherever you get your podcasts. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, like, rate, review, subscribe. And hey, man, if you want to check us out when we actually record these things on Monday nights, you should really consider supporting us on Patreon, patreon.com/CamAutomag. Any dollar amount is appreciated, but $5 gets you access to this here weekly recording. You can get spicy in the chat like AJ and Chris did, because they're awesome.
Thank you.
Like that. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you. AJ, you need to tell me what picture you want a print of. So just look at the SmugMug, camautomag.smugmug.com. If you guys are out there looking for something to class up your walls, camautomag.smugmug.com. I got plenty of stuff there. A lot of it not even car related. So take a swing. Anyway, patreon.com/camautomag, $5 a month, the shenanigan level gets you access to this podcast recording, bonus content, all sorts of other fun stuff. Buy our swag, like this sweet, sweet t-shirt that I'm wearing, the Fly Cam Am shirt. We've got hats, we've got tote bags, backpacks, all sorts of other fun stuff. CamAutoswag.com. Head over to SteadyBroke.com, our longtime sponsor, Steady Broke Clothing. Use coupon code CAMAuto15 at checkout to save 15% on your entire order. Then on Tuesdays, twitch.tv/CamAutoMike for at least 2 more weeks. We are going to be playing games there. This week we've got GT Sport or possibly Forza Horizon 4 or maybe Rocket League. Who knows? But twitch.tv/CamAutoMike on Tuesdays for Twitch Tuesday. That's where you go to check it out. All right, guys, do you have anything you want to throw out there real quick? Solid.
Yes.
For episode 274 of the Camcast, I have been Mike.
I've been Zack.
I've been Trent.
Perfect, guys. Thank you. Bye.
I think that was a funny episode.